It has started. Let's check it's good. And it is coming online. And we'll see how we go. Never know. Could be good, could be bad. But today we're going to try and make one of these little things, because it's nice and simple, hopefully. That's the plan, anyway. And we are up and running, so we'll go public. And it saves that, and then that means, hopefully, everything is working well. Live stream is good. Checking it up, making sure it's there. And we're in business. Very good. Well, it wasn't too difficult. And I can hear myself, which is good. I was taking that thing out. Good. Cool. Fantastic. Excellent. Hi, welcome to How to D&D. My name is Fred Wheeler, and today I'm going to have a go at making another cheap D&D or Dungeons and Dragons miniature. And I thought something really simple. We've been dealing with oozes and other queer looking things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with an Ochre jelly. It's essentially this miniature here. Now, I noticed that inside it has the skeletal remains of what looks like maybe a centipede and some other bugs, or maybe snakes, other little critters. I can't really do that, but what I figure I can do is I can take this and build a shell. The overall shape, I'm pretty sure I can do the overall shape even if I can't do anything else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make like a wireframe, fill it up with this tin foil or aluminium foil, and I'm also going to aluminium foil, tin foil, aluminum foil, whatever you call it, and I'm going to try to sort of cover it with some hot glue, and that should be enough. So I just need to have a couple of bits of wire coming off here and a basic shell for it. I can't see that it's going to be that difficult. It should be pretty easy. So what have I got with me? I've got my hot glue gun, which I've heated up, so it's ready to go. I've got my tin foil or aluminum foil or aluminium foil, whatever you call it. I've got my miniature as a sample so I can copy it. I've got my Stanley long nose pliers for twisting things. I've got a couple of bases. Now, I didn't actually have a base that's exactly the right size. It's not exactly a large size. Now, I could go with a slightly smaller size, or I could go just fractionally bigger. So I figure bigger is easier, smaller is harder. So I'm going to ditch this one and go with this one, because this looks like it's a little bit bigger and make life a lot easier for me. I have some spare glue sticks, and I've noticed I'm about halfway through my pack. I've got some paper clips which are made out of fairly heavy gauge wire, and I twist them around and make my shape. I've got some more wire which is not as heavy a gauge, and it should be a little bit easier to maneuver and sort of shift around. I've got my knife should I need to cut something free, and I've got my Citadel sculpting tools, which essentially are going to be used to not so much mold anything, but just test the glue as I'm going to make sure that I don't stick my fingers to whatever I'm making. Okay, now I have done a little bit of research. I sort of sat down with my little notebook and I came up with this. I'll turn it around so you can actually see it. So my Ochre jelly, there's my little picture. I'm going to copy this thing here, and so made a list of sort of the materials I would need. I obviously will put in the description all of the tools and materials that I will use for doing this, and I've done like just a basic outline of sketch of the wireframe that I'm going to create. So I'm going to get going. Let's make this happen. Let's get rid of a few things, make a bit of space. Won't need that just yet. We can shuffle them out of the way, and those can move for a second. Move that out, move that out, move that out, and we need wire. So paper clips are cheap, and we'll put that off to the side just for now. You can probably still see it where you are. And I'm going to bend some paper clips around and see if I can make this work. I will chat with anybody who wants to talk. If you don't want to chat, that's fine too. Makes life easy for me. Okay, let's unwind this. So I think my first job is I've got to make a circle, and I want the circle to be smaller than the base. So about there. There. This is going to be the tricky bit, is getting a circle out of a piece of paper clip the right size. So just twist, twist, twist and move. Twist, twist, twist and move. For those of you who are wondering, why am I doing this? Because I like making stuff, and also too I feel really guilty that I did a whole lot of videos on where to buy cheap miniatures and they're not really that cheap anymore because everybody's buying them up and they've put the price up. Just like, it happens. Oh. Come on round, come on. Bit bigger. I feel like that is that roughly, yeah, about there. That'll do it. So now I've just got to twist it. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Let's cut that off a little bit. Now if you're thinking that I've done this before, no, I haven't. This will be the first time. But how hard could it be? It looks pretty simple to me. Do. Those paper clips are so strong. It's a strong paper clip. There we go. Strong paper clip. Yep. Yeah, I think that's about right. I just need to twist it around a few more times. I've got some miniatures I still need to paint, but I haven't got round to it because I haven't got the paints I need. I'm going to go and buy some paints and then I'll continue those as well. There we go, that's one side. And I had an accident with my my Ochre swarm, so now I've got to go and buy some green stuff. That milliput is good, it's cheap, it works, but it dries hard, it's not flexible, so things happen, and I made the mistake of pulling the Ochre swarm off at the top, so of course when I pulled it off from the top and it's blue tagged to my container so I could hold it easily, it broke the stem. I wasn't thinking about that when I did that. Next time I will remember, always remove from the base, not from the stem. Yes, but I'll fix that up as soon as I can. We'll get back to that. Okay, so that was pretty simple. We just need to get a circle, so now I need to do the next bit. Another paper clip. I'm using the paper clips rather than this wire because the paper clips, these paper clips are actually a heavier grade of wire, so they should hold their shape a lot easier. Okay. Okay, so now what's the plan? The plan was sort of like a semicircle or half an egg. Half an egg. Yeah, if you think you could bend this wire with your fingers, you'd have to be pretty strong, because it's not so easy. Not to get it exactly where you want it anyway. Right, so the question is how much do I need extending over to make this work? Well, I feel like that's probably enough. So where do I clip it off? I clip it off about there. Clip it there. Come back here. Done. Now the fun bit, trying to attach this. Bend it first, bend it first, bend it first. Okay. So, and over. If people think that I can figure out how to do humanoids, yeah, that ain't likely. Monsters, I'll have a go at monsters. But humanoids, gotta go and see Tom's channel. Tom's really good at that sort of stuff. And I don't think it's really something that anybody can just pick up and do. Looks pretty hard to me. Come on, you. Round you come. Just twist. Twist and over. Yes, gotcha. Next. I feel like that just wasn't quite enough. I might have messed that up a little bit. Have to fix it up with tin foil, I guess. Or I can probably just cheat and use hot glue. Just put more glue over it. Okay. Alright, so how do I do this? I'm gonna is it basically the shape. It'll sit on there. I think I'll make the end of it just a little bit more tapered. More like he's got a tail. So there's it looks like there's a front end and a back end. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it's not so bad. That's all right. That's the beginning. That's something. Next, another one of these. Actually, I'm wondering. How's it going, Jack? I am having another go at making another one of these miniature things. I think I might have actually figured out how to make a naga. It looks like it could be pretty simple. Or, I'll be wrong, but we'll find out soon enough. Not today though. Okay. It's times like these I need somebody like Aaron. So one of these things is longer than the other. It's like Sesame Street, isn't it? What's that, Jack? So how do you think this will go down? Jack, to be fair, I have paper clips. I've never done this before. Thankfully it's super simple, but I honestly don't know. I will probably wind up burning myself with my glue gun again, and if I'm really unlucky, it'll just wind up being a big blob of glue and nothing else. So I honestly have no idea, but I feel like I'm at least on the right track. It looks like it has potentially a frame to it that might work. So right now I'm just going to figure out how to make the antennae part of it. So I'm going to twist this round. Oh, I wonder if I should turn like part of it round into a little bit of a loop, so that one end of it is definitely going to be bigger than the other. I think I'll do that. And if I twist that round and just make like a poof, just like so. Just, yeah, let's do that. And then now I'm going to angle it. Is it Vaseline? Vaseline? If I got your name wrong, you let me know. I like this type of video, more of this. I think I'm going to have to. If I keep making videos on where to buy cheap D&D miniatures, there ain't going to be any cheap D&D miniatures anymore, because they're going to keep hacking up the prices. Everybody goes to exactly where I point them, and everybody buys them up. So I just don't see any other choice. It's just like going to have to make them. Oh, the hassle is the fiddling around, and I'm live streaming it because now you know, all those guys who do all that stuff, you know, DM Scotty and so forth, all of the the time they probably spend trialing stuff and trying to get it right the first time round. Well, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that at all. Sorry, what's that, Jack? How's your day been, Fred? I went to the beach. We went to Shelley Beach. There was lots of shells. It was extremely windy, and the water looked like somebody had done their business in it. So we didn't go swimming. But, you know, other than that, it was fun. And we went to a cafe after, and I watched my partner have eggs, bacon, and toast. And actually, I really had a good time. You know, it was fun. I liked, and we went for a walk, which I like doing too. We walked up the hill, round the back, spotted a fire station, that sort of stuff. So it's good. Right, I am actually pretty much trying to deliberately pick the same shape and position of the miniature, which I know is totally unnecessary because I don't actually have to make it exactly the same, do I? But I'm going to do that anyway. Man, if there's something that really annoys me, it's the fact that YouTube's managed to mess up my little grey ooze live stream, and the grey ooze turned out really super duper awesome. I mean, it's super simple, really simple and basic, and it's a mess. The sound doesn't coincide with the video. It's all just hashed up, and there's no way I've got time. I mean, it's such a long video, I couldn't possibly edit it down. It'd take me forever. So I feel like that's just annoying. I was playing around. I've been looking at, I've got a little book now to try and figure out how to make miniatures, right? Of course, that's just a drawing, trying to figure it out. But I'm pretty sure I can make a mimic. I'm pretty sure I can do a mimic. I'm sure I can do one that's a treasure chest, because DM Scotty showed us how to make a treasure chest. So yeah, I figure I can do that one. And he showed it. I saw some, you know, DM Scotty also made a barrel. I'm sure I can make a barrel into a mimic as well. And a door. There's heaps of videos on YouTube on how to make doors. So I'm going to turn a door into a mimic as well at some point. Just got to get some time to do it. Okay, alright, so now I've got to decide how much wire do I need to make this work. Lots of wire, just a little bit of wire. Lots of wire and trim off. That's probably the smartest route, right? Let's just cut that off. I've got the basic shape, and I've just got to decide whereabouts it's going to be attached. I'm going to attach that later because I'm going to do something really stupid. I'm going to try to make this I want it lifted up a little bit, so I need to attach something else to it, so it's sort of sitting this way. Okay, other piece of wire, a little loop at the end. Just turn you round, loop you round. Come here. I was looking at those, is it Magic the Gathering, the board game, the miniatures, which look really cheap, really cheap. Of course you can't buy them in New Zealand, and buying them off Amazon's all very well, but the kind of expensive, the freight is the problem. And I know there are some places in the world that you just can't ship it to. I certainly can't ship it to where I'm my location, even if I could get it to New Zealand. So it's a bit of a bugger, but never mind. Right, so I want to twist that round a bit more. Twist that round a bit more. Get a kink in it. And yeah, we're going to use the same sort of basic technique as we did with the grey ooze in terms of... I keep forgetting, you grab it with pliers and you bend the wire, you don't turn it with the pliers. That's like not the sensible thing to do. Okay, what's that, Jack? Those are the descent to use Magic miniatures. Oh, okay. Yeah, the Magic miniatures are all very well, but you've got to be in the right part of the world to get them at the price you want. Not everybody's got access to them. It's just the only hassle. What's that, Jack? They are selling them in packs, but most of the monsters do not match any of the monsters in the manual. Yeah, no, I realise that. It's I think that's probably, you know, it's not a huge issue because you can create your own monsters, but if you want specific monsters from the monster manual, that's going to be a bit of a hassle, isn't it? So yeah, I'm going to try to make stuff from the monster manual, particularly things. I've only got one of these. I would really like to have more, so we'll have a go at making some more. Yeah, let's clip that off. Right, so that's antennae 1, antennae 2. I think I got the basic shape of that. I just need yet another piece of wire. So another paper clip. $2.50 for, I don't know how many paper clips are in there. I think there's quite a few. There were originally. Okay. So yeah, Okay, right. I know these particular videos aren't super popular, but good for me. I don't have to talk necessarily. I don't have to worry about stuttering, saying e, ah. And now, actually, my gosh. But actually, I've noticed my own mannerisms in the videos. It's embarrassing. So now, God, you can't imagine what it's like when you have to edit yourself. Oh my. Okay, so now I need to sort of create enough of a, how am I going to do this? I'm going to do like a ski ramp, like a something like that, I guess, like a ski ramp. I don't actually need anything in the top because I can just use the aluminium foil and just chuck it in the top to build up the size. Yep. So we need two of them, like a sled, just so it lifts it up. Let's go there and twist, and that looks really weird now. Oh dear. Yeah, it's going to look really strange, super strange. Okay, alright. Just keep going with it. Suck it up. Make it happen. And it's sort of got to be on a slight angle too. And it's not going to be too flat, otherwise it's going to look weird. And I've got to give it some shape and not... Oh. Okay. Okay. Tilt, 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 tilt. How far does it got to go? I'm going to go from about here to there. From here through to there. I feel like that's way too much. I think it's going to be more sensible, I think, to attach it first, then twist it round, and then shape it, and then reattach it at the other side. I think that's going to be the more sensible thing to do. Let's do that. Let's twist, form it around a little bit more. Okay, alright, let's loop that over. Near the front. Okay. Oh, more fingers. Oh, more fingers. Okay, I'm giving up on that wire. I'm going to the lower gauge wire. The paper clips are just getting too hard. This stuff I can bend easy, so let's try this stuff instead. It's just not very strong. I guess that's the issue. Will it matter though? In the end, I just need the basic shape, right? Okay, so let's cut a piece off. How far does it need to be? Probably not more than about that. Let's try that. And I should probably do 2, so I'll do 2, about the same length. And if you want to know exactly how long this is, I suppose I could measure it. I'm pretty sure I got a ruler somewhere. Okay. Alright, give me a second and I'll grab where's my ruler? Haha! I have a ruler. That wasn't very... I must have had it right beside me. And I didn't say anything. Let's move that out of the way. Got it. Okay, so how long are these bits? For those of you who need to know. Truthfully, I don't think it matters. You know, you're going to be trimming things off anyway. It's roughly the right length. Does it look alright? So that's almost... That's 9.5 centimeters or 95 millimeters. And if you guys deal with imperial, because you don't deal with metric, then it's roughly, I don't know, 3¼ inches. That's how long. All right, where's the ruler go? Over there. Okay, let's get this out of the way. The key is getting the wireframe sorted out. If I get the wireframe sorted out, then I'm pretty sure everything else will fall into place. Twist it round. Yep. No. It's like a puzzle. Okay. That's the beginning of it. Let's just squish that up a bit. And if I squish it again in the right place, stop moving. There we go. Squish. Squish it. Crush it. Okay, and then bend it round a couple of times. Okay, alright, I've left myself a fraction to deal with the just enough, maybe, just enough. Okay, so it looks like it's sort of roughly, yeah, it's not too bad. And I'll attach it here because the wire's gotten a bit shorter than I was expecting. Okay, so make sure it's about 4 inches long rather than the 3¼ or the Yeah. Yeah, slightly longer. Better idea. What's that, Jack? Are you doing a job search at the moment, Fred? If you are, how's it going? No, I was torturing myself too much, and I decided I'm taking a break, and I'm just going to stop freaking out, because trust me, you can tell yourself, no, it's all right, you'll be fine, don't freak out, and it doesn't work. Okay, it doesn't work. So now I've just decided I'm just taking a break, and I will go to the beach, hang out with my girlfriend, do some silly stuff like this, do a little live stream, get up late. Normally I'd be up at 7:30, getting up at 8:30 instead. Although if I try to sleep in any more than that, I don't know what to do with myself. I can't take it. Anyway, so yeah, not really looking for work right now. I will eventually, and I have been in the past. I certainly was for the last 3 months. But it's been rough. Anyway, too depressing. Let's stick with the task at hand, which is to try to make a miniature. And it is proving to be, I don't know, I feel like it's who knows? What's that, Jack? It's always good not to stress yourself out. Yeah, well, I'm trying not to. Honestly, I don't think I'm very good at it, though. So, all right. This is really starting to annoy me now. I feel like I've either messed up that idea. Well, it's lifted it off the ground a little bit, which is what I wanted to do. And I'm just not going to worry about it. And I'm going to grab the other piece of wire, and I'm going to put less of a loop in it, so I've got more wire to play with. And hopefully that'll work, because I didn't need to wrap it around quite as many times as I did. Just need enough to hold it on, right? So it's, oh, too far. Too soon. Too far. Okay. So what have we got? We're going to go there. And then we've got to squeeze it on. Okay. Yes. Squeeze. Twist. Squeeze and twist. Squeeze and twist. Move it. You'd think, okay, I'll just twist some wire around some more wire and it'll be fine and easy, but no, it's not. Can you imagine if I actually had to create something that had eyes and arms and legs? Which I don't. Oh, what's that ripped? Oh, hang on. Jack, you've got here... Alright, I'm going to head out. It's 11:38 PM. Okay. Yeah, you keep rolling those 20s, Jack. I'll see you later. Ripped. Oui, as in yes. Are you French? If you're French, welcome. I am not French. I feel like that made a mess of that particular piece of wire, and I don't think it's actually wound around enough. Man. Okay, alright. Just fix it, Fred. Just fix it. Or take it off and start again. Okay, what is that? No, it's not we. You're not from France. Held for review. Okay, all right. Don't be rough on yourself. It's not nice. Okay, alright, so see this piece of wire? That didn't work out. So let's move that out of the way and let's try that again. And what did we say? I said, what, 4 inches or something, 10 centimeters, and 100 millimeters, so it's about, we're cutting it off there. Oh, you subbed in about 10 minutes ago. Hey, nice to have you on board. Oh, this is usually not what I do. Ripped. Normally I'd be doing videos on how to use the rules and what the rules work like and blah de blah de blah, all that sort of stuff. But I'm not right now. I will eventually. I'll go back to doing it, but I'm just killing time and chilling out, and hopefully gonna get this to stay in place. I just want it to stay. Oh, man. It's times like these I wish I had like 2 pairs of pliers at the same time, or at least like 4 hands. 4 hands would be awesome. 4 hands, 4 arms. Okay. Aha. I think it's working. I think I got it. I'm going to have to make sure that there are no sharp bits sticking out of this. It's going to be a real problem otherwise. Okay. So, we're lifting it up and we're bending it round and we're trying to follow the same, that's not the same shape as the one on the other side. I'm not sure that it really matters. But I'm going to try to make it roughly the same. Roughly this sort of there. Yep, good enough. And then twist it round, twist and twist. Okay. Ah, this is hard work. 35 minutes of just twisting bits of wire and paper clips round. Who would have guessed it was so complicated? Ha! Aha. Yeah. Okay. Whoa! Look at that. I got my little sled. Okay. But that should... I've got some anchor points now. I can anchor it at the back. And I can anchor it here and here. So that it will actually sit up. And then I can stuff all of my screwed up aluminium or tin foil into that to hopefully make it work. I need a flump. Yeah. Actually, I should have a go at making a flump. AJ Pickett made a flump not so long ago, or a couple of years ago. It looked really cool. And it's, well, that's another monster in the monster manual, eh? That's another thing you can't actually buy. Right. Well, I think it's time for antennae. Antennae time. Time for the antennae. Here we go. And we're going to stick it onto the side here. And what am I doing, Fred? You make sure you twist it first at the point you want to. So, right there. And twist the wire around. Ha 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 ha. Yes. So near the front, on the side, and then of course it's heavier gauge wire, so it's going to move like nothing at all. I'm going to have to struggle with it again. I feel like I may not have thought this out clearly. It's got to go on. I'm just going to twist it enough to make sure it stays in place. twist it, twist it. Oh my gosh. Ah, okay. Feels like too much hard work. Okay, right, yeah. Ooh, okay, all right, let's see if that's sort of roughly, it's good enough, good enough. All right, so now the other side. Don't worry about it, it's leaning forward, that's only because it's heavy in the front and it's not glued down. No. What am I doing? I'm all fingers, I need smaller fingers. There we go. Got it. And then twist you. Twist. Twist the wire, not the pliers. Keep forgetting that. Hi Brian, how's it going? As you can see, I'm mucking around with things I shouldn't. Yet again. Truthfully, I think I should put this one, because the one on here, it's not exactly in a line, it's like further back, so I think that's not a bad idea. Let's mount this slightly further back. Now that's not a good sign. That was really fast. That means there's a fire somewhere. Really hope somebody's alright. It's like the Christmas, you know, everybody seems to either burn something down or they have a car accident. Or the roads are dangerous at this time of year as it is. I'm in a tiny little township and that fire brigade must be working overtime almost every single day. Oh, this is just really annoying. I'd use the other wire, but I'm kind of a little concerned that if it's not stiff enough that the thing will break on me, and I don't want it to break. Particularly after the Oculo Swarm debacle that I had. So, okay. Let's... Okay, well, it's roughly kind of in the same position. If you use your imagination, and all of you are experts in that field, it means it's almost exactly the same. Okay, right, let's just shift that forward just a fraction. Twist that out a little bit. And maybe down a little bit so we get a bit of up and down stuff going. Don't ask me what that's supposed to mean. Up and down. There we go. We don't want all the same sort of position, right? We want to make it look like it's not just in one direction, but it's feeling out. Trying to twist it a little bit that way. Yeah, and then if I twist this again, is that? I think I got it. I really feel like this is just not sitting high enough. Mine is going to be so much flatter. I need to lift this thing up. That's what I need to do. I need to turn this and lift it up. So that means getting a higher point. And then I'm going to have to use the tin foil to actually get the shape, and then use the glue to sort of shape it out. Otherwise it's going to look weird. Still don't like it. It's just, should have made it much higher. How can I do that? I know I need to bulge that out more. I mean, it's essentially just to hold it further off the ground, right? So Okay. Alright. Oh, okay. Yes, I can do that. Let's just bring that up a bit more. Bring that round a bit more. Well, that's a little bit better. That's more like it. Get the wireframe sorted out first and everything else will hopefully fall into place. Okay. Okay, alright, right, tin foil. Let's get rid of all the wire and the bits and pieces and ball up some tin foil. Start with a small ball and make a big one. So that's one piece of tin foil. Followed by another piece of tin foil. And I just need to keep doing that until I get roughly the size that I need to go in the middle. You know, I really feel like this was totally unnecessary after all of that. Huh? Oh. Now. Okay. Okay, let's see. That'll work. That'll work. I just need to get that in there, and that's holding it in place. In fact, I can probably make that even bigger. You know, I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. I'm going to get some more tin foil and wrap some more around there. So where's my tin foil? Got it. There's tin foil. Oh, more. This is from the last time I tore up bits of paper. Tin foil, tin foil, tin foil, tin foil. More. And let's do that again. Yada da da dee. Okay, shove that in there, pack that in, basic shape, it's probably not big enough. That's a good question. There, oh, they're up here. Yep, up in there, on top of that. See. I think I'm going to try just wrapping this around. No, I'm pushing it out. I'm going to go bigger before I go in. It's probably smarter. At least it'll be light and strong. Light and strong. Oh, I just want to finish this today. This is the goal. Can I finish it today? And no, it's not gonna go in. No. I have to unwrap that, don't I? Yeah. All right, layer one. Take it off. Thought I was going to be able to just get away with just wrapping it around a couple of times and then shoving it in. Okay. Push it down. More. Yep. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's the beginning. So I think what I'm going to do before I can mess anything up, I'm going to secure that in place with this right here. Glue, 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 glue. More glue, glue, glue. Come on. Just try not to burn myself. Oh, oh, the aluminium's warming up. Okay, blowing time. Got it. Where's my little tool? This is for checking and make sure the glue is hard and not going to stick to me. Okay. I think that's got it. That's got that bit on. And now that I've got that in about the right position, I just need to deal with the back end. And as it happens, I've got more tin foil, so I will use that. So how does that work? I squish it so it will fit the area. Go on, go in there. That's it. Huh, yeah, that'll do. That's the beginning, and I'll wrap some tin foil around that and stick that on place. Dun, 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 dun. Highly technical. Tool, and nope, it's still sticky. That's the good thing about blowing on things, it does cool it. I'm going to have a drink of water though. "52 minutes in, and we are, I feel that we are actually closer. It may not seem that way, but it is starting to sort of kind of look the right shape. Alright, spin that over. Too much, just like too much. That's just take some off. Clear it off. Well, at least on that side it's all right. Okay, so now I just got to glue it into place. That's that. And over here. And there. And hopefully it stays. Stay. Well, I don't know about you, but I don't feel like this is a total failure yet. I actually feel like I am getting closer to where I need to be. The basic straight structure is there, and a little bit more tin foil. I wrap it around a couple of times. Of course, you can't hear a thing. As soon as I start playing with this stuff, it's like crinkle, crinkle. Alright, so let's try some glue in here. Set basically stuck in place, and then lift that up. Do the same thing again. Oh, she's warm. Careful. Okay. Well, mine is going to be a little bit bigger. I was worried about it not being big enough. Now it is going to be much higher than the last one. And it feels like it's got a little bit of a hunchback. I've got a hunchbacked orchid jelly. Alright, it's alright though. We're going to stick it in place, and then we're going to try to cover it in glue so that it kind of looks like it's got a smooth surface, because right now it doesn't. Okay. Alright. Ha 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 ha. I don't know. I feel like I might be getting closer to success. I mean, you can't see inside it. I don't know how I would do that. I'd have to have like coloured glue sticks. I wonder if you can get coloured glue sticks. If you could get a coloured glue stick that looked like this, then you could like just build it up and just glue a whole lot of stuff inside, like bones and so forth, and just stick the glue around the outside. That would be awesome. But I'll paint it. Mine will be yellow. You won't be able to see inside, unfortunately. But let's whoops, that's not good. Let us stick this thing down. Okay. And stick you in place. One orchid jelly. I'm just going to let that sort of set a little bit. And you know, if you notice around the outside of this, it's not roundish. It's sort of spread out, and that'll be able to work, because if I start at the top, the glue gravity will take the glue down and around, and it will seep out to the sides, and hopefully have a similar effect to this. Well, that's the plan. Let's make sure this is set in place. Well, I think it's mostly there. Okay, so let us start not with the antennae, But with the main, should I start with the main body? Oh man, decisions. Main body, quick question, should I start with the antennae thingies, the little proby things first, and put the glue on there or on the body? Chuck it in the comments really quick, because while I'm having my drink of water, my brain is moving, I'll be waiting for a response. First person to say something that seems remotely sensible, that's what I'll do. No response, everybody's gone. They're still in the room, but there's no response. I'm actually getting quite sweaty from all of this. Okay, alright, I guess I'm going with the antennae. Okay, Brian, thank you. I'm going with the antennae first. Whew. Starting with the, I know you've got to do basically both sides, and I'm just going to do part of it and then stop and blow. Cooling it before it can do anything weird on me. Oh, tool, get the tool. No, still sticky. Don't mess it up, Fred. Blow. This is where I needed like the cooling blow dryer. Cooling blow dryer would have been really helpful. Right, let's do that again. Let's keep going along this. Okay, all right, and blow. If it's out of shape, I don't think it's going to matter. Let's just check it. Not quite. Ha! Alright. My first instinct is to touch it with my fingers, and that shouldn't be the first thing I do. Okay, so turning it upside down and doing the same thing again. Halfway along to get the other side, and stop and blow. Yeah, mostly dry. Mostly dry. Mostly dry. Okay, cool. All right, let's do that again. Get the other side complete. Oh man, I need to get the blow dryer. Almost hard. Okay, all right, it's mostly dry. I'm gonna go for the next one. Brian said antennae first, so we're doing that. Oh, is that covered the wire there? It's very hard to see. Some places I can't tell. If I have to come back, I guess I gotta come back. Okay, so let's do this again. I need to put more on the end of this to make it a bit more blobby at the end. Now or later. Now or later. Now or later. Now. Blobby bit. Huh. Almost dry. Yeah. That feels good. I feel like that's mostly covered. There's a couple of bit patches that might not be covered in terms of the wire, but it's a bit hard to tell because it's see-through. So you're thinking, oh, you go to touch it, and oh no, it's actually covered. No, that's worked out. That's all right. No need to freak out. Okay, that is antennae 1. Let's do this again. I think we can do the whole antennae this time. Yeah, okay. Seems hard. It's good. Let's do the other side. And blow. Ah. Alright, let's test. That's dry too, but the little bit at the front doesn't look like it's bulgy, so I feel like I need to do more to it. Just give me a second, guys, because I just want to make sure I'm covering the wire completely. Yeah, what it does seem like if I go for one side and the other side, it is essentially covering the wire, and that looks alright, and that's all dry, so a bit of a blob on the end of it. And which side is less blobby than the other? They're all pretty much the same. I think I'll go from the top because gravity drags it down, right? So let's go for the top. And then mostly dry. Oh, went straight for the fingers. Not really the smartest thing. Yeah, just remember when you go to test it, fingers not first. Tool first, not fingers. Okay. I feel like I should put another bit on there, but I'm not going to because, to be fair, I can't actually see. It is essentially fatter at the end, which is supposed to be, right? And the antennae proby things are done. Let's go for the top. I'm getting excited now. I do feel like I might actually succeed at this. Well, if I had more glue in my glue gun, let's grab another stick. Brian, good call. I think going for the antennae first was the right idea. I'm not actually going to blow the glue. I'm going to let the glue sort of drip down over the thing. Okay, it's time for a drink of water. Just a small relax on my part. I do realize that I'm on the clock. You guys don't have all day. You're expecting results. Yes, all good things come with time. And right now, that is still drying, still setting, it's still soft. I've got a little bit of a layer on the top which means it's sort of, yeah, it's not too bad. All right, let's go down the back section. Just wind my way through layers, 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 layers. Try not to miss a section. I feel like I might actually be icing a cake. I'm not actually icing a cake. Alright, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to sit here. You know, I think this is actually going to work. I honestly was a little bit worried there, but I'm starting to feel a bit more confident about the whole thing. Now, what's that, Brian? I figured as the glue drips over the antennae, it would help them look like they are coming out of the body, not adding on later. Actually, that's a good point, Brian. You're right. It would, because yeah, absolutely, I agree. And the glue, starting at the top and letting it sort of drip down over the thing, is sort of forming. It's forming its own shape, and it's obviously not going thin enough in some locations so that you still get. I mean, it's not like we need to be super accurate and precise about this. It's an ochre jelly, right? I mean, it's going to have weird shapes to it. Okay, all right. I'm going to just test the bottom section. It's too soft. Waiting again. Just let it settle. Yes. What I was thinking is I've got some of that air drying clay, and I've got some really big bases, like huge size, and I would really like to do like the mouth or jaw of a giant worm. You know, not so much coming out of the ground, which would look cool and so forth. And I suppose, you know, that would probably take me like gazillion parts live stream to finish it off. But I'm sure I can make one where just the mouth is coming out, and you could plonk it down. Character swallowed, coof. Be really simple to make. Anybody could do it. You just got to make like a circle thing and shove some pointy bits in it, and make like a basin for the gullet section. How hard could that be? A giant worm. Okay. Well, there's no gaps there. I feel like that's worked reasonably well. Okay, well, let's keep going with the head, because we've got to cover all the tin foil, otherwise it's going to look weird. Let's do this again. Why do I feel like I shouldn't be holding it? Why am I doing that? Yeah. Safety tip, do not hold the thing, because the heat travels through the aluminium and you will eventually feel it. Okay, I'm just going to leave the glue to set over the thing and sort of drip down, and I'll come back to it. Instead, I will talk to you nice fellows, the nice people in the room who have been very patient, have been here for almost an hour or possibly a little bit less, have been watching me trying to make this happen. I mean, it's not finished, but I feel like it is going to be a reasonable success. So this little ochre jelly, called Bob, will have a little, well, a big brother called Chuck. Chuck has got a different father, hence that's why he's grown bigger. He's got really good genes. Or he sucked up somebody else's. Okay. Now, let's just test it. Let's starting the set. Oh, that's not really okay. So we need to actually make sure the glue goes right round the thing and sticks to it. Okay. All right. Oh, and there's a bit. I missed a bit there. Well, that's not good. Okay. All right. So we're gonna attack the front. I mean, apply. No, stop, Sheldon. Sheldon, thank you. Okay. The cat is trying to tear my rug to pieces again. Okay. All right. Let's do this again. Don't. Good. Okay. I'm holding the thing again, which I don't think I have a choice in this case because I've got to get the front done. And I need the glue, the gravity to affect it and drag it down that way. Otherwise it's not going to work. It's really hard to see where the glue's actually sitting because it's so transparent. All I can see is like aluminium foil. So I've got to wait till it cools. And the only way I'm going to be able to figure out if it's covered or not is by touching it. But not right now while it's still hot. That would be really silly. So I'm not going to do that. And another thing is, I don't think you actually, I've already done it. It's done. But I don't think you necessarily need to make the aluminium foil ball as big as the original, the overall size, because as you apply the glue, it's going to get bigger, right? Which is why mine that I'm making is bigger than this one here, and also it's on a bigger base too, so that does, that makes a big difference. There's a little spot right there I've missed, and right there as well. Okay, I'll deal with you shortly. Ochre jelly, come on, let's test you just a little bit, just a fraction. It's sort of starting to set properly. Yep. You can see just how difficult this is. Like, nobody could do anything like this. This would be unthinkable. Unthinkable. Nobody could possibly just grab some wire and some tin foil and stick it on a base in basically the right shape and cover it in a bit of hot glue and make it look like a little miniature. That they, an ochre jelly, this is made by WizKids for Paizo. It's not actually a Wizards of the Coast miniature because they don't make ochre jellies. No, I had to get it from a Pathfinder box, a blind box. It's the first one I've ever seen. This is actually the only ochre jelly that I've ever acquired. Okay, so let's test my glue. Okay, there's a little patch that I missed there, but I'm gonna do all the fix-ups later. I think I'm gonna just get the basic glue on. Okay, let's do this again. Apply, 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 squirt it on, squirt it in, and it probably won't matter if I put too much in this section because, like I said, it's supposed to spread out anyway, right? So let's just go bananas along the side here. I mean, the glue sticks aren't that expensive, are they, really? Okay, Okay, I've done enough. I'm going to just let it sort of settle. Well, at least, you know, this is the fun part. I have to say that the putting all the wire on and the tin foil, that was so much harder, but just sitting here squirting the glue over it is much easier. Well, it is very, very warm there. I'm definitely not sticking my finger there for a little while. Just bear with me. I'm scratching my head. Okay. Alright, so we'll test it near the back end. Let's see what it's like. It's still a bit too soft, so we have to wait. Patience. At least the basic idea of how to actually do it should be apparent now. Anybody should be able to pull it off. And it's just the time factor. I'm so glad I'm not using my phone. My phone would be running out if I was doing this. Like 2 hours in, phone gone. The only problem is I know a lot of people like really short videos, and this is not exactly even remotely short. Okay, let's test it now. It's not too bad. It's pretty good too. Okay. There's a lot of glue there and it's just not setting yet. I just don't want to move it. If I move it too soon, okay, it's time to just blow. That's, what am I thinking? It's changing colour. Alright, let's check it now. Yeah. Yeah. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. Yeah, gotcha. That worked. That side is coated. Alright. Okay, so I might run out of more glue. Gonna need a lot of this. Tool ready, and what's this here? Didn't get enough on there. I'm going to put some over here this time. Oh, I run out. I run out. I can't put it, feed it in. Come on, use one hand, Fred. One hand. One-handed. Right. Squirt more out. That's it. One finger. Oh, that's hot. Okay, that's enough glue. Let's just get rid of the little dangly bits. I can clean it all up later. And just let it set and drip and settle into place. And oh, it's very hot. Let's move my fingers a bit. sticky bits. Now, to be fair, there's no way I can make everything out of tin foil, paper clips and hot glue sticks. So eventually I will have to use some modelling putty, which of course is a bit more expensive. But I'm going to use the cheap stuff, and then I'll probably use some of the green stuff as well. I'm hoping that the milliput and the green stuff can be purchased anywhere in the world. But you never know, you know. It's surprisingly just how many places really struggle to get certain things imported into their country. You'd think in this day and age you could buy anything anywhere online, but it's just not true. Alright, orchid jelly is settling in. I feel like it is starting to go hard, so I'm just going to check it. Little tool is check at the tail end. Okay. Yep. All right. So let's just blow on this thing, just to make sure the center is done. Ah. Now I know what you're thinking, for those of you who are thinking, oh, I'm going to come back and watch it later. I bet you're thinking, I wish YouTube let me speed up the video by more than twice. You can't though, unfortunately. I've tried. Well, that's hard. There's a little hole in there. Keep missing little bits. I guess it's just because I'm letting the glue set the way it wants to. Okay, we're dealing, like I said, we're not going to deal with fixing up things until later on. Let's just get the thing covered because there's little patches that I've missed. Let's get the tail sorted out. Okay. No, don't blow. That's right. Let it set. Let it just drip down, form its own shape. This is going to be quite strong too. I don't think it's going to break easily. I need a drink of water. And you certainly don't need to make it as big as I did because it's gotten larger. Chuck is bigger than his little brother. 1, 2, 3, and just a couple of little points on top just to clean up, but I'll deal with that later. Oh, maybe there's some patches there as well. There's more patches than I had realised, particularly on the top section. They're sort of separated a little bit. Okay, let us test it. It's almost set. I think it's pretty much, yeah, I'll just blow on it. Okay, cool. Well, that's got all the major areas. There's a few patches that I've missed, but that is Chuck, Bob's older brother. Bob, Chuck, me, Chuck. Chuck is an orchid jelly. So I'm going to just patch the little bits that I've missed because I'm here and I might as well, and I have absolutely no intentions of trying to cut this thing into this live stream into anything. People want to figure out what I was doing, they'll have to watch this thing. I'll show them the sort of, I don't know, the end result or something like that. Is that glue there? It's hard to see. 1, 2, 3, 4 patches. I filled them. Is there a bit that's missing? Yeah, there is. Really hard to see where I've missed. Is that a patch there? No, it's not. It just looks like it. I'm going to stick some there because I'm getting paranoid now. Well, that was easy. Oh dear. It worked out. Honestly, I think it has worked out. But you wouldn't think something as simple as this would be so difficult. It was the wire. It was the twisting the wire and making the frame. Getting the aluminium foil around it wasn't so much of a big deal. Putting the glue on was actually the kind of the fun bit, because I just get to squirt the gun everywhere. And I'm down to 3 sticks and there's 1 on the gun. So clearly I'm going to have to buy more of these fairly shortly if I keep doing oozes, which I can't because what? I've done a grey ooze, orchid jelly, what's next? I don't know, black pudding. You know, I could have sworn that the black pudding that they made is like the center part of the gelatinous cube miniature that they made not so long ago. WizKids made a gelatinous cube miniature, and you can put like a NPC inside it, and it's got the stuff sort of wrapping around them, and then you put the square bit on top. And I saw somebody with a black pudding, and all it was the center part base section for the gelatinous cube without the top, and they coloured it black. And you know, I think I can do that. Piece of cake. One that's grey, one that's yellow, black pudding, and what I'll do is it won't look like this, it'll be just like I'll do like a spiral going up, and then put glue on it, and it'll drip down, and it will create something for me to put a miniature inside to look as if it's sort of about to engulf it. I think that's a plan. I definitely think that is a decent plan. Get a black pudding sorted out. Don't have to buy it, just make it. If they're going to charge a fortune for everything, we'll just make everything. Alright, don't touch it with my finger. That's alright, that's good, that's good, that's good. Okay, well those bits are all filled in. Alright, let's do a, what is it, there's a little bit missing just there. I should have put, just where the antennae is. And is there anything missing there? It seems alright. In the front, oh, there's a little patch right there. Okay, alright, let's fill that little bit there. I'll let it sort of set. I'm sorry guys, it's like we're into 2 hours now and we're trying to make a little orchid jelly, and you'd think it would not take as long as this, but truthfully it's the sitting and waiting for the glue to sort of settle into place. If you miss a patch, and it's actually really easy to do, and you don't necessarily notice it till later on. And I feel like if I don't let the glue sort of settle itself into the right spot, it's gonna ruin it. So I'm trying not to sort of blow on things straight away. I just want to fill in those gaps. Of course, one ochre jelly, 2 hours later, you'd probably be better off to just go and make a lot more money, work for a couple of hours and then go and buy some, I guess. Spend, you know, who knows, maybe that makes more sense. But if you can't buy them where you are, I suppose it's better off just to try and make them. Alright, let's just test that. Oh, it's dryish. Yeah, it's alright. It's filled in that gap. Let's test around the bottom. It's all good. I feel like the tool is actually finding the problems more than my fingers, because I can't... Because you look at it and you think, oh, there's a gap there, but there isn't a gap there. It's just that you can see through the glue. And that is alright. I could get fussy about that little gap there, but I honestly don't think it's going to matter. There's a little pit there, but it's so tiny. Should I worry? I don't feel like I should. Along the top, it's all good. Is that actually metal or is that glue? Really hard to tell. Oh, my tool went in that hole. Okay, maybe I should fill that. Okay, we'll fill that hole, and for the sake of my sanity, I'll fill that as well. And we'll just wait for it to dry. For those of you who've come and watched and tolerated having to wait for glue to dry, do you know, this is kind of akin to going and watching cricket for me. It's like watching grass grow. Grass grow? Glue drying. Waiting for glue to dry. You've showed up on YouTube to watch somebody gluing stuff and waiting for it to dry. It's a little bit crazy, isn't it? Still, it's working, and we're almost there. I want to test it now, but I know I shouldn't. I really want to just go, is it? No, it's not glue. It's not set. But I'm restraining myself. Oh, the waiting. It's intolerable. Well, that's dry. That's good. Okay. All right. Let's check Mr. Let's check Chuck. Make sure all his bits and pieces are all covered. Feels like there's a little bit of glue I should put there. That looks like a pit there in the front as well that I've missed. You just don't notice it till later on. And how did I get another pit in the top? I didn't glue the top. I'm sure I did. I'm sure I put some glue right in there and it's not gone there. Fine. Glue is settling, and like. And now I'm getting impatient. Ha! That's done that. That's good. That's covered. There was another patch in the front there that I missed, which we will just fill now. Good. And let it settle just a fraction, just a little bit. Little bits of glue off me. Cool. Done. Done ski on there. That's covered, that's covered, that's covered, that looks good. It feels good too. And yeah. Alright, cool. Now it was just the antennae that I'd missed something on. It's just really hard to pick up on it. Oh, that definitely feels like metal. I've missed a little bit just there. Let's do the antennae again. Just a thin layer and then I think blow straight away. That's it. Let's cover it. Cool. I've missed a bit there, so I can do that as well. Okay, and blow. At least it's not going to be difficult to paint. Ha! It's got it. Good. Good. Alright, so you're covered. Let's check around here. It's good. I feel like I need scissors to nip that little bit off. I'm going to trim that later. Okay. Alright, now the last antennae, which I feel like I missed a little bit just over here at the front of this. I don't know how. And along here. Right there. Let's do that. And blow. Ah. It's covered, it's coated, it's done. Is that metal? Yeah, it's definitely metal. Okay, covering there. And blow. Okay, it's coated, and it was just in here. Yeah, I missed that. Let's do that again. Oh, what's this? Oh no, it's just my imagination. I'm getting paranoid now. It's coated and blow. Almost right. Cool. Bulgy bit at the front. Feel like this needs building up. There's a little bit of wire just exposed in there. Brian, you know, your plan to do the antennae first and then put the thing over the top made perfect sense, but now that plan is going to go out the window because I feel like I need to build this out here. Sorry. Just go around it. And then let it settle a little bit. Sort of bleed in a little bit into the rest of it. And blow it. Almost dry. It's done. Oh my gosh, I think I've actually finished it. Okay, alright, let's do a comparison. Brian, what do you got here, Brian? Oh well, the best laid plans of mice and men, and yeah, yeah, well, if I'd built it out before at the base more, before I applied it to the body, it would probably have worked out alright. I don't know that it's going to matter too much. I mean, is that tinfoil there as well? I feel like it is. It's so hard to see. I'm going to stick a bit of glue there. Now I'm getting like everything's got to be perfect now. It just can't have a little bit showing. Nothing whatsoever. It's got to be just, everything's got to be coated. All right. Just a little settle a bit. I think that's pretty much settled and flowing. Okay, that's set. That's done. Okay, I'm saying it is finished. I could keep going forever. Otherwise, you know, I'm just so fussy. And it's like an orchid jelly. So like, how complicated does it need to be? Alright, so I didn't do like a little tail on this one. This has got like a little swish tail to the end. I mean, you could do that if you really wanted, but I'm not. But it's got sorts of little proby bits coming out. It's got a bigger front than its back end. I think I've essentially made Bob now has a big brother called Chuck. How's it going, Black Devil Mamba? Oh man, I'm late. Sorry, Fred. You don't have to be sorry, Black Devil. Not a problem. I'm sore all over my arms from plumbing work. Look, work always has to come first. And I apologize because when you do eventually watch this, if you do, it's like 2 hours plus. So that isn't a good sign. But I've done it. I've made it. It obviously doesn't look exactly the same. It's a little bit different. And yours will probably look a little bit different too. But I feel like it has been a success. And I'm going to say this is where we need to finish. So I'm going to say my normal stuff. Look, all of the materials and the tools that I used will be in the description so you know what I actually used in the process. I can't do anything about speeding it up because every time I try to trim this sort of thing, and there's no way I can download 2 hours and then condense it down. It would take me forever. So that's probably not going to happen. So if you want to watch it, you'll have to just sort of skip along to get further along to the bit you want to see. Okay, that's I think probably the easiest way. I will eventually paint it. I need to go and get myself some paints. Hopefully that'll happen tomorrow. I'm going to get myself one of those little crafty drill things. I'm going to get myself one of those cutting mats. I'm going to get myself some green stuff, and I'll get some paint so I can finish off some of the miniatures that I started painting, and I'll get a dark wash, like a black wash of some kind, to sort of help finish off the miniatures that I started painting but didn't finish. So All of the materials, all the tools will be in the description if you want to know what I used. What do you got here? Black Devil Mamba. Oh, happy holidays and New Year. Thank you. And hopefully your Christmas was good. Here it's the 27th of December in New Zealand. So I'm going to say my sign out now, guys. Okay. Essentially, if you found this video helpful or informative, please share, like and subscribe. Hit the bell button underneath the video if you want to have notifications occasionally from me. I do videos every single day. There's a chance that you may not have watched the entire 2 hours plus video, and so don't actually see this part of the video at all, and that's cool too. If you had any questions about how I actually made this thing, put them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them, but I think the video sort of tells it all. And hey, till next time, keep rolling those 20s. Of course my dice is not around. Every time I look for my dice, oh, there it is, I got it. Ha ha. Until next time, keep rolling those 20s, and we're going to sign out there. I put my dice down, I find the thing that tells me how to stop it,